There's no Vietnamese here. They all understand. Yeah, they all understand English. The Vietnamese here, they all understand English. They don't tough luck. But in the future, let's get started. We're going to pick up the instructional talks during the 100-day Chanchi that Master YongHua was hosting in the 1970s. So it's about 100 years ago. 50 years ago. Huh? Yeah. And he's explaining to give you some background information for those of you who aren't here or don't remember. He says, when you meditate, You apply effort to the point where there is no others, no self, no heaven, no earth. There is single-mindedly applying efforts. Meaning if you sit there, you meditate, and you don't have any notion of others, okay? You don't think of the riot. There's no self, okay? There's no self to get infected by the virus. Who's being infected, okay? No heaven, nothing above you, nothing underneath you, no heaven, no earth. So nothing whatsoever, okay? When that happens, what does it mean? I don't think he made it clear, but this is how the Chinese talk. They talk like this. And for us Westerners, we like to have a conclusion. He said, what is that? Why is there no heaven, no earth, no others, no dog? Why is that? It's called a state of Samadhi. So far, so good. You online people, look at the Koreans. They're so intrigued. Look at that. Look at the Korean faces. So it's a state of Samadhi, and when you are in that state of Samadhi, what happens? We continue with the slides.
You didn't turn it on.
止行，行入风。
这是行，行如风。This is walking. Walk like wind. Sorry, there's background noise on YouTube anyway.
立在那儿站着，站入松，就好像一棵松树似的，站在那地方，也很直的。
Stand there, stand like a pine, just like a pine tree, stand there very straight.
不是站在那个有三道弯，三道弯，那么样站着，站着，也站的方法，站那儿也就是参禅。
Not stand there with three bands. Stand has the method of standing. Standing is also investigating Chan.
好像你要是觉得要睡觉的时候，不妨站起来，参禅，站起来参。
Like when you feel like sleeping, might as well stand up to investigate Chan. Stand up to investigate.
卧，然后我们还有3个钟头躺着睡的时候，那么你要不躺着，坐着睡也更好。
Lying, we also have 3 hours of lying and sleeping. If you do not lie down, sit sleep is better.
要是不坐着睡，你躺的时候呢，卧入弓，躺的地方可以有弯，好像一张弓那么样。
If not sit sleep, when you lie down, lie like a bow. Lie there, you can bend, like a bow, like a bow.
一张弓啊，这叫托腮打胯，像右膝而卧， 向右边呢这么握着，这叫吉祥握。
This is called support the cheek placed on the pelvis. Stay on the right to lie. Lie on the right like this. This is called auspicious lie.
这个托这。
Auspicious lie. So you lie is very auspicious. So you say untruth and it's auspicious. Well, you look at me like that. That's what I hear.
What?
Lying.
Lie.
Lying.
Oh.
Auspicious lying. Lie here is a verb. Lying is a noun. Auspicious has to be precede a noun. Just grammar lessons that you never learn in Canada. Oh, 5 fingers. I just call 5 fingers.
Master, the landlord is here to say hello.
Oh, hello. 안녕하세요.
Hello, 안녕하세요. 안녕하세요.
Okay.
Oh, he said there is a flower in front of the building, didn't blossom for many years, and just this year it blossomed like crazy.
All right. Very good. Very good.
All right, auspicious.
Yes, very auspicious.
이게 생전 안 피던 꽃이
Oh, this one.
이게 안 폈는데 이 꽃이
Yeah, look at that. Beautiful.
보이나?
Oh, ooh, ah.
Right in front of the building.
Wow, right in front of the building. So nice. Good energy.
Master's voice is not clear. It's the volume's low.
The volume is too low. I see.
스님도 오면서 이게 꽃이 폈어요.
Can we see him? We only see the slide.
Yes. Can you see? How are you feeling? How are you feeling? Ask the landlord for me. How are you feeling?
네, 건강 좋습니다. 네.
How's your back?
He feels good.
The back?
괜찮습니다.
He's good.
Okay. Very good.
아주 좋습니다.
Very good.
스님도 건강하시죠?
법문 중이세요.
법문 중이시야. 아이고, 그래서 고생하시네.
Okay, very good.
He's
Okay.
asking how your health is.
My health is very good. Yes, thank you very much. It's good to see you.
감사하시죠.
Very good. Okay.
이 여기가 한 번도 안 폈었어.
한 번도요?
한 번도 안 폈어. 이게 저쪽에 한 번 핀 일이 없어. 이
The flower never blossomed ever since he know this building.
Oh,
Never.
Oh, never. So
바로 이분 앞에
yeah,
있는.
take some photos. Yeah, that's
Okay.
nice. It's so cool. Very good. So thank you for the great news. Yeah.
이게 무슨 이게 꽃 이름이 뭔지
꺼야
몰라.
될 것 같아요. 이렇게 법문하셔야 돼요. 잠깐만요.
Okay, very good. Yes, very auspicious. Speaking of auspicious, we're going to explain to you auspiciousness here when we practice. Let me explain to you. Okay, and you're going to hear it. Oh, the internet has a question? Okay. Here's what happens. When you meditate, you enter samadhi. Okay? When you meditate, you enter samadhi, your chi is so strong. It will heal, it will circulate throughout your body, and will heal your body. For example, our dear landlord here has some back issues. If he meditates, he enters samadhi, he will feel better. The back will be fixed. Slowly and slowly. Okay? That's what happens. That's why when you meditate, it's so much more important to understand the purpose of meditation. You meditate, if you don't enter samadhi, then you are just like you chewing, you chewing food and you don't swallow. So entering samadhi is like swallowing food. You get the real benefits of eating. Same thing in meditation. When you meditate, you need to enter samadhi. This is not something that most people who teach meditation emphasize because they don't, in Mahayana, our emphasis is not only to enter samadhi, but also develop that samadhi power so it gets stronger, higher and higher level. When it gets higher level, it heals your body more and more and more. So that's our purpose. Now, when you enter Samadhi and you stand up, you exit Samadhi, there's some residues from that Samadhi, okay? That naturally, when you walk, okay, then Master Shenhua, my teacher, says, when you walk very softly, very gently, like a very soft breeze that blows. That's what happens. When you are in Samadhi or you are just exit Samadhi, that's how you walk naturally. All right? So people notice right away. You don't get up and then start running and start walking loudly. So what happened is, for example, some meditation teachers, after they meditate, when you stop meditating, they say, go rub the back, rub the face, rub the eyes, pinch your ears. What does it mean? You're destroying your samadhis. You understand that? These people, when they meditate, they don't enter samadhi. That's why you go like this, they go like this, they go like this. Because when you do that, you actually are speeding up. You're dissipating that samadhi effects right away. So that's why in our temple, we don't do that. Okay? We done, we stand up, we walk softly like a breeze. Okay? So when you do that here, it should be natural. Do not pretend to walk like a breeze, like a lot of people do, a lot of meditation monks do. Okay? We are told to walk like a breeze. So when we late to the Buddha hall, we run like crazy and then just be in front of the front door. And then we slow down and walk like a breeze again. That's faking it. Okay? We don't do that. Okay? You have to be true to your nature. If your mind is always bent on trying to present a facade, okay, then your meditation will not be any good. Be true to yourself, true to your heart. Okay? So that's why naturally it's easier for you to enter samadhi, and you exit samadhi, you walk naturally like a breeze. You don't run like children. Okay? Got that? So that's what, in the 4 compartments, that's what happened. That's what the monks are taught, to have these 4 compartments: walking, standing, lying, and what else? Walking. Okay? What? Walking, lying, standing, and shooting arrows. What's the 4th one? Sitting. Oh, thank you. Someone is listening. Okay? So that's why the monks and nuns are taught these 4 compartments. And this is especially emphasized in the good temples, and especially the Son temples, the Chan temples that emphasize this. Why? Now you know. It's because it's natural state of samadhi. When you're in samadhi, you walk like that. You walk like a breeze, effortlessly. You walk gently, and there's no effort. You walk as if you're not walking. Is that clear? And second compartment is standing. When you're in samadhi, okay, you're standing naturally straight, like a pine tree. The pine tree stands straight without any effort, naturally. The landlord's aunt, she sat in meditation in Korea for 6 hours, full lotus, okay, 6 hours. And she says, no, 10 hours, sorry, 10 hours. She's like 84 years old, she sat for 10 hours. How old are you? Okay, 10 hours. Okay? And she says, Joseph, this is actually becoming more handsome, you know that? Something is wrong with you. Before, your face always is so angry. Now it's just like, I'm so happy. Very good. Okay, sorry, I get easily interrupted. So what happens? You're translating for him? Okay, so what happened is that this lady here, 84 years old, she sits in full lotus for 10 hours. Okay? And then she says something. She says, after you sit for 10 hours, your back is straight like a wall, naturally, without any efforts. She said it with her own mouth. When I went to Korea recently in April, that's what she told us. She said, you should sit for 10 hours, you find out for yourself that you naturally, your back, even if you want to go like this, like Joseph, you can't. Okay? Or his mother, after 10 hours, you naturally sit like this, no effort whatsoever. All right? So it's a state, this chi is so strong, and naturally it props you up. Okay? And the chi is strong when you enter samadhi as well, even stronger. So that's why when you're in this samadhi, you stand, you walk gently, and you stand, you stop, naturally you stand like a pine tree, straight, very adorned. Notice, for example, boys and girls. Notice the Queen of England. Okay? How she walks, how she stands, it's like that. She walks very gently, not because she's old, because she said, I'm nobility, this is how I walk. Never in a hurry when she stands, and right now she's older, but when she younger, she used to stand like this straight. So that's called an awesome comportment, a comportment of a superior people, superior class of people. Okay? So standing like a pine tree. Third one, okay? You don't bend, okay, and so forth. And when you're sleeping, the best posture for sleeping, when you're lying down, is your right arm on your cheek here, okay? You lie like this. Your body in a bowl, and your right hand, you lie on your right side, and your left hand rests on your hips, like this. So with this, that's the best position for you when you lie down to sleep. All right? Okay, that's what our Buddha does. And finally, when you sit, then you sit like a bell, a shape of bell, okay, like that. All right. So now, the reason for all those, why we taught those 4 awesome compartments, is because that is a state of samadhi, and also, if you try to keep that, it's easier for you to enter samadhi when you meditate. Okay? When you see a 4th-stage arhat, if you see the disciples of the Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, his great disciples, they are always observing, manifesting these 4 awesome compartments. That's why at those times, the lay disciples took a look at the Buddha's disciples. They're so enamored. They say, wow, they're so beautiful. They're so adorned. They're so upright. They're so majestic. They're even more impressive than the kings and the queens of the world. And that's why the kings and queens of the world, one look at them, they bow, 3 bows. Okay? Because they themselves, the kings and queens, are so impressed by that themselves. Okay? Because the 4th-stage arhat is so powerful and they're in samadhi most of the time, like the Buddha's disciples. That's why they manifest these 4 awesome comportments that we lay people, we left-from people, are taught to pay attention to. Okay? And that's our standard of comportment. And it's effortless. It's not meant for us to impress people. It's just simply a state of samadhi. It's a natural state when you cultivate. Is it clear? Any questions? I think there's a question from the internet.
It's a new question.
Yes.
Someone is asking, do we have a Vietnamese channel too? Master only speaks in English now.
Do we have a Vietnamese channel? We do. We should exhibit. We should provide that link, please. Yes, we do. Sorry about that. We decided to speed things up. 5 fingers.
Master, so if you're not in the state of samadhi of arahat, if you put efforts to be like that, it will help you to become arahat quicker?
It will help you enter samadhi more easily. It doesn't help you become a 4th-stage arahat because, it's a very good question. Only Koreans will ask that. Okay? What happened is that mechanically, you see 2 people. They also stand straight. They also walk like a breeze. Okay? But you cannot tell, you lay people cannot tell that even though different people observe the 4 awesome compartments, actually the people like an arhat, the awesome compartment is a lot deeper. Okay? And that's why professionals like us, we can look and say, oh, that's why you're an arhat. Oh, that's why you are Helen. Hello. Okay? So that's why the compartment is not simply physical. It's not a show. It is a state of mind. And that state of mind manifests in that behavior. So your state of mind for example, at 3rd dhyana, like our landlord here, when he practiced the 4 awesome compartments, he'll be able to do walking softly like a breeze, standing like a pine, and sitting like a bell, okay, not moving. But that chi there, that energy there, is a lot weaker than a 4th-stage arhat. All right? So good question. Any other questions? Yes, internet.
So we enter samadhi when we feel good, our body is healing, chi is flowing inside, even for beginners who are at 0 samadhi level?
When you begin at 0 samadhi, meaning scattered, like most people are out there, okay? Then you enter 1st dhyana, that's when the chi will kick in and provide tremendous healing for your body. Okay? So that chi increases. Let's say you are at 0. Let's say you are 3rd dhyana. You are 3rd dhyana. And you meditate, you enter 3rd dhyana, is very strong. But when you go to 4th dhyana, okay, it's, if you will, like 2 times stronger, up to 10 times stronger, depending on how concentrated you are. So when that happens, your chi flows in your body is a lot stronger, and therefore it provides far greater healing, if you will. All right? So it's like when you go from one level to the next level, it's like there's a floodgate that opens. And it's like, a floodgate? When you open the floodgate, the water, okay, just jumps out. And that's how the chi is like. That's why the healing is much more tremendous when you improve. And that's why, as you improve, your health naturally improves. Okay? And you slow down your aging process. Actually, you practice properly, actually you look younger and younger and younger and younger. Your life lengthens, if you will. All right? Any questions? Go for it. Yes, go for it. Go ahead.
Yes, Master, U.S. Master. Master, there are two questions from YongHua yesterday, but we didn't have a chance to ask because you lectured yesterday.
Yesterday, okay, yes.
So her first question is when always when she passed through the first pan wall, she just feel better and the pain is lessened. Why yesterday she like the pain is just keep going up in her body? That's the first question. And the second question is...
that's worried. The first question is not clear. What's the first question again? After 10 what?
After the first pan, after going through the first pan wall,
pain barrier,
the pain is lessened.
Right.
And but yesterday the pain is just going up in her legs.
Right. So what happened?
And the second question is, she wondered that why is even she go through the first pain wall, why the pain is still not reduced.
No, it's not. It's not going to the first. When the first pain barrier is when you sit there and hurt so much until it peaks, till it becomes normal and it feels very good, much better than you ever felt before in your entire life. Okay, then that pain, that's right there. That right there is the first pain barrier. If until it dies completely, you haven't really crossed the pain barrier yet. So far, so good. So it's not the hour. It's about however long it takes. Usually an hour, between an hour and hour and a half. Okay, and it dies. Sometimes 2 hours. One of my disciples recently took 2 hours to break through the first pain barriers. Over 2 hours, because it's a nature, the obstructions in your practice. You have a lot of karmic obstructions, so that's why you have more pain. Okay, so that's why you don't. I explain pain barriers for you to give you an idea of what the norm is, what normally happens. However, it's not. Each person also has their own individual situations. Okay, so that for some people, as I said, maybe for me it took me between an hour and a half, like most people, to break through the pain barriers. However, for some people it takes longer. For some people it takes shorter, less. Okay, a lot less. For some others, so that's why it depends on the individuals. Okay, number one. Number two. The pain barriers, do not pay attention to it, okay? Because when you fixate on the pain barriers, it's an attachment from the fear of pain, okay? And that's what crossing, this is what our Chan training is unabashed, is not afraid to bring it up for you, because all of us naturally are scared of pain, because pain is the indicator of something is wrong, and it leads to damage, getting hurt, and even death. So naturally, we all are very afraid of pain, okay? For no good reason. Pain is part of life, isn't it? Who doesn't have pain at all during the day? No, I'm not talking about right now, but normally in your normal daily life. Joseph, do you have pain in your daily life? Excuse me. What is the nature of your pain in daily life? Getting yelled at by mommy. Yes? You see? So all of us experience pain. Okay? And we all naturally shirk from it, are afraid of it, and protect ourselves against pain. Whereas when you practice our style of Chan training, we help you face that pain by crossing your legs. And then with this training, excuse me, with this training, eventually, you will have no fear of pain anymore. The pain in your legs is a very, very difficult thing to face. Okay? The pain in your hips is a very difficult thing to face. But once you go through this this training here, it makes you tougher, makes you less and less afraid of pain, to the point where if Joseph were to take it seriously, Joseph, by the way, can sit for how long? 10 hours? 14 hours? Straight? Something like that. He said, yeah, higher. He says, higher. Okay? So the point is that this training here, you sit longer and longer, and what naturally is that you become less and less afraid of the other pains. That's the meaning, that's one of the purposes of this training here. Okay? Wait a minute, what's going on here? Yesterday, you look at me with stony face, all of you. Now all of you, what's going on tonight? Along is here. Oh, you weren't here last night. I was here, 20 of them here, and they all look at me. And tonight, they... finally, you're coming alive. Thank you, Buddha. So what happened is that the answer to the question from San Jose is that don't be so preoccupied with why the pain increases or decreases. It's about facing it, facing the pain. Do not quit, okay? And you keep on facing it naturally, I guarantee you, okay? And that's the foundation for you to eventually what? What happens is that if you go through this Chan training here, okay, like the Son training in Korea, for example, they sat for a long, long time. And that makes the Koreans and the Korean Sunims, less and less fearful. Okay? You see, that's what I noticed when I went to Korea. I saw the Sunims in the Sonbang, okay? They are very, they stand straight, they're very, very calm, they're very soft, okay? They speak softly, like Wontek Sunim here. No, I disagree. It's not like that at all. Here in the U.S., no! Okay, so it's just so naturally, these Sunims in the Korean Sonbang, the Chan meditation areas of the Korean temples, they have this very 4 awesome compartment demeanor that you have. Okay, and you notice these Korean Sunims exhibit very little fears, a lot less fearful. But I have yet to see a live Korean Sunim that has no fear whatsoever. All right? Because if you practice Son, you practice Chan, to the ultimate, all this training here will bring you to the point where you have absolutely no fear at all. All right? So that's why this question from San Jose here is a common thing that happens to most people who practice meditation. They are afraid of pain. Okay? Maybe once in a blue moon, I might encounter someone who's not afraid of pain. That's very rare. Okay? I met a few like that already in my career, but those people are very rare. Most of you, all of you, the rest of you are so afraid of pain. Okay? And so that's why the Chan training, more so than the Song training, specifically, our style, specifically, is designed to help you face that very deeply seated fear. You all of us are so fearful of the pain. Yes? Okay? We all are afraid of it. We don't like it. Okay? So that's why this training here, the lady who asked in San Jose, she should not be worried about it. I tell you a lot of information just to give you information, but let go. It's about enduring the pain. In order to enter Samadhi, if you endure the pain, it's a lot easier to enter Samadhi and improve your Samadhi level. That's what Chan is about. This Chan training helps you. Our training in particular is designed to help you increase your Samadhi power. Why is that? Because I'm lazy. I cannot wait for you to increase your Samadhi level after 10 years. Okay? I'll be dead by then. I'm too old to wait 10 years for you to increase one level. Okay? So you better hurry. Because the point is that our purpose is to help you improve your Samadhi level. And then progress along until you reach the point where you have no fear anymore. Okay, then life becomes wonderful. Life becomes fantastic. You wake up, you look at life, you look at the sunlight, you love it. You look at these naughty kids, you say, "Oh, they're so cute, they're so lovely." Okay, you love everyone. You have what is called true love, where actually you look at them and you're happy. Why is that? Does anyone know why these people who have no fear are so happy? Why is that? Come on, anyone? Why? Why? Why are they so happy? If it rains, they're happy. It's sunny, they're happy. They're hungry, they're happy. They're full, they're happy. They drink, they're happy. They don't drink, they're happy. Yes, why? Korea, 5 fingers.
Because you don't have no affliction.
Because you have no affliction. Yes. Go on, continue.
Therefore, you're always happy.
What happens is, for worldly people, they're happy because they drink, because they eat. Yes? Okay, when they stop drinking, are they happy? No, they're not happy. When they stop eating, okay, they get sleepy because they eat too much. Okay, the point being that worldly people call happiness, okay, this pursuit of happiness, as in the American Constitution says, we all should be pursuing happiness. Okay, that happiness actually should be more accurately described as pleasure. It's not happiness. For the Buddhism, it's called unhappiness. Because that happiness is, number one, temporary. You're only happy when you're drinking. After you stop drinking, what happens? You stop being happy, become moody, grouchy, drunk. You need to go to the bathroom. That's not happy, are you? Okay, so what happened is that what people call happiness, worldly people call happiness, is actually unhappiness. It should be more accurately understood as a pleasure. It's temporary pleasure, and it's nothing wrong with that. Okay? We should have, we should enjoy ourselves. It's okay to drink. It's okay to eat. It's okay to do things that are pleasurable. That's what life is about. But it's not happiness. So that's why the people in the world who are seeking happiness, like you, okay, they end up at the end of their lives being very unhappy. When they get older, their body becomes sick. Okay, they're disappointed. They're disappointed with. They look at life and say, "Well, I had good moments, but more bad moments than good moments. More pressure from life, money worries." Okay, and the body is sick. Their children, they don't care anymore. Their children only care for your money. They can't wait for you to die and inherit money from you. So it's like, I know all of you are waiting for me to die so that you could take over my temples. Don't think I don't know. And that's the sadness of being, that's part of being a monk. Okay, so people, worldly people, when you get older, you realize that, I have good times, but actually I have more suffering. Okay, and worse is that death is coming because I'm sick. My body is sick. What do I do now? How do I prepare for the next journey? If my life is about, in the past I lived my life and then until the day I die, and then that's it, then my life has no meaning whatsoever. I have nothing to look forward to, right? If after you die, you don't know what's going to happen to you, okay? Whereas in Buddhism, okay, we understand that. We understand that life is temporary. You only have so long to live. So it's normal to enjoy, to seek pleasures, but you need to look further than that. You need to look at reincarnation, that you need to come back after you die, you change your body, okay? And part of meditation is to help you improve your body, next body after you die, okay? If you meditate, okay, you will be able to go to a good place instead of going down to a bad place, okay? So part of meditation skills is for you to be able to concentrate so that when you die, at your moment of death, you're able to keep your mind clear and focused so that you will go to a good place. If at the time of death, your body is so sick, it hurts so much, you are so confused, your mind is so clouded, you will fall to the lower realms. So even though you're sick, even though you're ill, but if you are able to practice son, practice chant, and you have some samadhi power, you're able to, even though you are in pain, and later Master Hsien will say, like he'll explain later, it's fascinating. He explained like when someone take a knife and stab at you, and you're not even flinching, because that's what happens when you die. When you, at the time of death, your past karmic debts, okay, will come and harass you, make your mind so confused. For example, there is a butcher. You heard the story, a very famous story in Buddhism, Pure Land Buddhism. There's a butcher, a man who has been, his entire life is spent on killing cattle. He killed a lot of cattle to make a living. Okay, he makes a New York cut. He made round beef steaks. He made Wagyu steak. You like steak? Hey John, you like steak? Koreans love steak. Yes. I like Wagyu beef. I heard that the Xian An's father raised cattle as well, right, Xian An? Your father? Yeah, he killed a lot of beef. Yes, made a lot of money.
No, he paid for somebody to do it.
Yeah, but you pay for it the same as you killing it. So the point being that The point being, this butcher here, people pay him to kill a lot of cattle. He killed. So he killed so many cattle, and he has a good career. So when he was about to die, he was in great pain. He saw all these cattle coming to him and demanding restitution. They said, "You took my life, now I want yours." So he saw like 1,000, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 cattle with horns going like this. "We want you, Dad. We want repayment." And he was going crazy. Okay, so he asked for help from the monks, and he got some help. My point being that you have to prepare for our eventual demise. Eventually, we all have to die. Okay, so at the time of death, this is very important. That very point, that very last split second when you actually are dead. Okay, that state of mind of yours, that state of mind right there. Okay, and San Jose explained this to that lady. It doesn't matter where you are right now, how rich you are, how strong you are right now, how healthy you are. At the very last moment where just before you die, your state of mind will determine where you're going to go next, unless you get some help later. Okay, that's 49-day thing. That's a different thing. But the point being that for the Hinayana and for the non-Buddhists, they don't have this 49-day thing here, Dharma, to help them after they die to go to a good place. Okay, like we do in Buddhism. In those places, those other religions, they don't know that. So that what happens? Let's say a Christian person dies. Okay, the person who believes in God, he says, "Oh God, I believe in you. I want to go near you. Okay, I want to ascend to the heaven and be with you." Okay, like a good Catholic, like a good Christian. Okay, and then, so that's why he says, "Yeah, Jesus, God, I want to be with you." Okay, so his mindset is like that. So, but however, at the time of death, that very moment right there, okay, suppose Alung was playing with his friend, and he's holding a knife, and he falls and he stabs that man, okay, and it hurts like hell. It's and what happens when someone stabs you? It hurts, and then you say, "What? Why did you do that?" You get angry, yes? That thought of anger there, and you die. So this person here was angry at Alung when he dies. Okay? Just like the cattle that this old butcher used to kill. You know, those cattle, before they die, they know they're being killed by this man. Okay? So after they die, at the moment of death, they're very, very angry. Just like this man here is very angry because someone hurt him. Okay? And what happens? What happens? You fall to the lower realms. Okay? You fall into a ghost realm or the hells. All right? And that's why, however, because these people are not in Samadhi. However, if you are in Samadhi, if you practice Song, you practice chant, okay, then when you die, you sit there, you know you're going to die, and you're going to meditate, and your son comes and says, "You know, Daddy, I love you the most. Can I have more money from you after you die?" Like Alung would say, "Huh? Daddy, give me more money." Okay? And you say, "I thought you loved me." For me, not because of my money. Oh my God, you're so upset. And that's when you fall again. Okay? However, if you have samadhi power, Your wife calls and say, you know, honey, we just lost $1 million in the stock market. You say, uh-huh, uh-huh. And the son comes and said, Daddy, can I have more money in my share of the inheritance of inheritance? You say, okay. So whatever happens, you are not disturbed. Then you get a better body. So this is very practical. Okay, Sona is very practical. Not only it improves your life right now. It makes you healthier, makes you more peaceful, makes you more patient, makes you more fearless, but also it prepares you for the eventual end point, end right there, where we all have to face. When at that time, you simply sit there, meditate, and you will have much better control over where you're going to go next, so that you can ensure that you can go to a better place than that. Yes, internet.
Can people who have entered the Buddha recitation samadhi fall if they are angry at death or if they created bad offenses?
If those people, they're normal people who recite the Buddha's name, hoping with rebirth to the Pure Land, and Xianan should explain to our landlord what the Pure Land thing here is one option for taking care of your death after you die. Okay, so in Buddhism as well, in Mahayana as well. But for these people they recite the Buddha's name, going to another world, the Western Bliss Pure Land. Okay, where is no suffering whatsoever. It's a very desirable place. These people, they recite the Buddha's name, okay? Can they get upset when they die? Absolutely.
Samadhi, will they fall?
Can you repeat that?
If they enter the Buddha recitation samadhi, will they still fall?
If you enter samadhi, you cannot get upset. You cannot fall. Any type of samadhi, you cannot fall. And you enter this Buddha recitation samadhi, you will go to Western Bliss Pure Land, for sure. But which is very difficult to do when you're about to die. Okay, when you're about to die, your past creditors. Remember that story about the butcher? All the people you harmed this lifetime and past lifetimes, they come and make and demand repayment. One after another. They line up, if you will. Okay? First cattle, second cattle, third cattle, so forth. Your wife, your son. That's why the wife comes, honey, I love you my entire life. How come you leave me less money than your oldest son? That's not fair. Okay? So your wife is also one of your creditors, and then your son, your daughter, your grandson, okay? Along, mosquitoes, flies, snakes, all the things, all the people, living beings you harmed in the past, they are all lining up one after another. That's why when you die, it's very, very difficult to be calm unless you have training. All right? Any other questions? Yes, one more question. My God, we have a lot of questions. Is time up? We have an hour, right?
What level of samadhi does one need to be able to not be affected by anything?
What level of samadhi? Is for me to know, for you to find out. Okay? Yeah. To be fair, there's so many of you who reach that state already because of our training program. Okay? So it's not about what level, but the question is, how do I bring myself to that level? It's not about what level. Because if I tell you the level, you say, oh, too difficult, I can't do it. Okay? Whereas if I tell you, yeah, it's possible. Everyone can reach it, no matter how old or young, okay? You can all reach it, okay? It's possible. And then it makes more sense to you. All right, there's a question back there, Red.
Master, during somebody's lifetime, he or she entered Buddha's recitation Samadhi once, but then at the end of their life, they got angry. Do they still, though, go into the Pure Land?
No! This guy keeps on asking questions that's not in the books anywhere. How am I going to find answer? Why do you keep on doing that to me? Go home. Don't keep on embarrassing me like this. Okay, good question. Okay, this refers to the fact that if you enter the Buddha recitation Samadhi once, this is why we trained to recite the Buddha's name last week, because we train you so that we help you get into this Buddha recitation Samadhi, this Samadhi, where you only have to do it once. Not only once, but that's all it takes you to do. If you only have to do this much, this long, where's Along? That's about all Along is able to do. Okay? If you ask Along, enter Samadhi, I say, okay, done. Okay? That's all he's able to do. Make him enter longer, I say, Mommy! Okay, so he enters just split second even. Okay? Then, at the end of life, you may be angry, okay? But something will happen to clear your head. And that's how you attain rebirth. Why is that? You know why? Oh, time's up, sorry. Have to come back tomorrow. Huh? What? Why you look at me like that? You stony-faced people? I still remember stony-faced. I will never forgive you for what you did to me last night. Stony-faced. Huh? All of you were conspiring against me. Something happens. Wonderful thing happens. That's all I can tell you. That will rescue you. Isn't that cool? So that's why we want to enter this Buddha recitation Samadhi now. Don't wait until then for that to happen. Is that clear? That's a promise. I swear to you. That's what happens. Final question, and we have to quit because we stick to the schedule. 9:30, we quit. 2 more minutes. Yes. One from Korea, one from Go Forest first. Okay. Go ahead.
Master, so there one more question from YongHua. So she said, so when in pain and she still recite the Buddha name or recite mantra, is that still single-mindedness or double-minded?
This woman is so obsessed with pain. Okay, when you're in pain, you eventually will learn to ignore the pain and focus on the mantra, on the Buddha's name, on your chant method. Then you will no longer feel pain. That then becomes single-mindedness. If you still feel pain and the recitation of mantra, for example, then you're not there yet. Keep going. Okay? It's possible. As soon as you are in pain, for example, I give you an example. For example, you're in pain right now. You're in pain, in great pain. Okay? You have the skills. You can enter Samadhi and the pain disappears. Just like that. Right, hello? Yeah, see, he agrees with me. Very good boy. Okay, second question from somewhere. 5 fingers.
Master, so you're angry at the end of death after you enter Buddha's name recitation samadhi once beforehand. Something happens. Is that you mean like the Amitabha come and meet you?
I can't tell you. That's the paying session. I cannot tell you everything. I need to charge money to pay for my rent. Okay. You guys are so used to free things from me. We have to start charging rent on these top secret information. Okay, thank you everyone. Good night. Okay.
오, 정인 스님 안녕하세요. 저 쳐다보잖아요.